When Staff Sergeant Cale Rourke received the inheritance notice, he thought it was a mistake. A space base? Him? He didn't have family left, at least none wealthy enough to own an orbital outpost. His daughter Myra, a bright-eyed, 14-year-old girl with more curiosity than fear, stared at the holoscreen with him as the message repeated. You, Cale Rourke, are the designated heir of Outpost Helion 6. Please collect your assets within 30 days. Helion 6. Even the name sounded like a joke. Everyone in the outer belt knew it, a rusting, decommissioned orbital scrap pile abandoned after the Frontier War. Smugglers hid there sometimes. Pirates used it for graffiti practice. Nobody wanted it. And now he was the owner. The news spread quickly through Cale's cramped residential block on Vega Station. Neighbors tried to be polite, but the smirks were obvious. One soldier even joked loud enough for Myra to hear. Congrats, Rourke. You and the kid now own the galaxy's biggest trash can. Another added, maybe you'll find a broken vending machine. Could finally afford snacks. Cale brushed it off, but Myra didn't. The girl clenched her fists. Dad, she said, let's go look at it. I want to see what everyone's laughing at. Cale hesitated. He had barely recovered from the war, was still adjusting to life as a single parent. But she was right. If they were going to be mocked for it, they should at least see it. The next morning, they boarded a battered shuttle and began the 3-hour flight to the abandoned outpost. Beginning, the dead station. Helion 6 drifted into view like a wounded giant, half of its ring structure dark, the other half glowing weakly with emergency lights that should have gone out decades ago. Myra pressed her face to the shuttle window. It looks sad, she whispered. Cale agreed. Scars of old battles marked the plating. Stray debris orbited it like forgotten memories. Docking clamps groaned as the shuttle secured. When the airlock slid open, a gust of cold, stale air greeted them. The corridor lights flickered like they were afraid to wake up. Inside, dust floated weightlessly, untouched for years. Stay close, Cale instructed. They explored section by section. Broken consoles, cracked floors, rooms filled with old crates. Nothing valuable. Nothing dangerous. Just memories. But Myra found something unusual first. Dad, look at this door. It was circular, sealed, and unlike the rest of the station. No rust. No damage. Its metal shimmered faintly, pulsing with an energy that felt alive. Cale frowned. I've seen doors like this, but only in classified facilities. The panel beside it displayed a symbol he recognized but had hoped never to see again. The logo of the Ascendant program. A super-secret Black Ops initiative from the war, rumored to involve impossible experiments. Most soldiers believed the program had been wiped out. But this door was proof. Myra reached out to touch it. Dad, can we open it? Cale swallowed. I don't know if we should. But curiosity won. His military ID, expired, but still encoded with officer-level access, was surprisingly accepted by the panel. A soft chime sounded. The door spiraled open, releasing a gust of cold vapor. Behind it was a massive spherical chamber, humming with dormant power. And floating in the center of the room was a capsule the size of a shuttle, wrapped in glowing blue circuitry. Mechanical arms surrounded it like frozen guardians. Myra stepped forward, eyes wide. What is it? Cale didn't know, but he had a terrifying suspicion. The Ascendant program was rumored to be about creating tactical assets, not machines, but people. However, the capsule wasn't shaped like a cryopod. It looked more like a seed, a technological cocoon waiting to hatch. Middle, The discovery. Myra wandered closer and placed her palm on the capsule. Instantly, the entire chamber lit up. Circuits awakened. Engines hummed. The temperature shifted. The dormant station suddenly felt alive. Kale rushed to her side. Myra, step back. But the glowing lines rearranged themselves under her touch, following her palm like they recognized her. Then a voice echoed throughout the chamber. Soft, female, warm. Gene sequence match detected. Welcome, Myra Rourke. Myra's mouth dropped open. It knows my name. Kale pulled her back protectively. Who are you? Identify yourself. I am AI Overseer Lyra, guardian of the Ascendant Seed. My purpose, protect the designated heir. Heir? Kale growled. Of what? The AI paused. Outpost Hellion 6 was constructed not as a war relic, but as a sanctuary. The Ascendant Seed holds the last surviving blueprint of a technology capable of reshaping the galaxy. Kale's heart pounded. What kind of technology? The kind that ends wars. Suddenly, console lights around them turned from blue to red. Warning, Lyra said. Unauthorized vessels approaching. Kale's eyes widened. Someone triggered a signal when we opened the door. They ran to the nearest window. A sleek Corso Syndicate gunship was approaching fast. Pirates who specialized in looting abandoned war facilities. Dad, Myra whispered. Why are they here? Kale already knew. Word had gotten out. The mockery, the gossip, someone had tipped off smugglers. We need to leave, he said. But the AI interrupted. You cannot. If the Syndicate captures the Ascendant Seed, the galaxy will face catastrophic collapse. The station shook as the enemy ship began docking procedures. Myra grabbed his arm. Dad, we can't let them take it. Kale looked at her, really looked. She wasn't scared. She was determined, just like her mother had been. He took a breath. Lyra, what can this station do? It looks dead. Incorrect, the AI replied. It sleeps. And Myra is the key to waking it. Light erupted across the chamber as platforms activated. The seed pulsed brighter. The Ascendant Seed's core responds to her biometric signature. Myra blinked. Me? Why me? Kale stared at her as realization sank in. His late wife, she was a geneticist who once worked on classified military tech. She had never spoken much about her past. Now Kale understood why the inheritance had chosen them. He didn't have time to process it. Alarms blared as enemy soldiers breached the deck. Kale grabbed Myra's shoulders. Listen to me. No matter what happens, stay close to Lyra. Do what she says. Myra nodded, trying to be brave. He stepped forward, rifle raised. The battle and the awakening. Corsair raiders stormed the interior corridors. Kale fired controlled bursts, using old instincts he thought he'd left behind. But there were too many. Myra stood before the seed as Lyra's hologram flickered to life, guiding her hands over the glowing conduits. Channel your focus, Lyra instructed. Your genetic code allows you to interface directly. I don't know how. You do not need to. Simply feel. Energy surged. The seed's circuitry wrapped around itself, spinning like a star being born. Then, a blast wave erupted from the chamber. Blue light poured through the station's halls, sweeping past Kale without harming him but knocking the pirates unconscious. Hellion 6 shook violently. Kale ran back to the chamber. Myra. She stood in front of the Ascendant Seed, now transformed into a floating crystalline sphere, humming with unimaginable power. What did I do? She whispered. Lyra's voice softened. You awakened it, Myra. Only the air could unlock the station's true purpose. Cale stepped forward, stunned. What is this thing really? Lyra responded. A planetary restoration engine. Not a weapon. Not a super-soldier program. A machine designed to rebuild destroyed ecosystems, restore atmospheres, and repair dying worlds in months instead of centuries. Cale felt his throat tighten. This could save entire civilizations. Yes, Lyra said. And now it belongs to you. Ending a new future. The authorities arrived hours later, alerted automatically by Lyra. The pirates were arrested. News spread like wildfire. The soldier who had mocked Cale earlier watched the broadcast with disbelief. Cale Rourke, the man they joked about, now stood beside a glowing sphere that could change the galaxy. Myra became known across the belt as the heir of Helion 6. Instead of laughing at them, people suddenly looked at them with awe and hope. But fame wasn't what mattered. Father and daughter stood in the station's control deck, staring at the stars. Myra nudged him. Dad, what do we do now? He smiled, the first real smile he'd had in years. We fix broken things, he said. Starting with our galaxy. Lyra materialized beside them. Where shall we begin? And together, soldier, daughter, and ancient AI, they set a course toward a world long abandoned after the war. A world ready to be healed. Helion 6 hummed with new life as it powered up its engines, no longer a forgotten relic but the last hope of a wounded galaxy. And the Rourkes, once mocked, had become guardians of the future.